What's next for the boxing um, fights that we looking to see? I'm gonna make this quick. This is Unbiased Fan Brim Reaper. Just to talk my shit real quick. I don't be doing lives like that. I'm on other people's stuff. I don't care about this that much. But I love boxing. So I'm just gonna speak on a couple things real quick and hop right on off, right? So, you know, as we know right now where it stands, next week we got Mungia versus Ryder. Right? I'm rooting for Ryder because I want to eliminate Canelo's options because I want Canelo to fight, Benavidez. Right? Um, if he doesn't fight Benavidez, a Charlo fight, it's no thank you. I ain't paying for that. Why do I want to see him beat up on another Charlo? Why? It doesn't move the needle. It's a foregone conclusion. I'd rather watch him fight Mungia, even though I'm rooting for Ryder. Even though I think Mungia probably will win, but I'm rooting for Ryder. I mean, business of boxing is the business of boxing. Don't necessarily have to like it, but it is what it is. But I prefer him to fight. I'd rather him fight Benavidez in May. He wins against Benavidez, and then the next part is Terrence Bud Crawford could potentially be a September opponent. Some people, oh, Crawford stands no chance. I didn't think Crawford got enough dog in him. He may not win. Canelo could clearly, easily win the fight. But I think Bud is, cut from a different cloth. And if he is something he wants, I'll pay to watch it. I just how I look at it, But I hope Crawford don't got to fight Spence. You know, Spence lost my respect for being a hoe, letting PBC dictate some bullshit terms initially in the fight where everybody blames Spence. But I'm losing debates, and I got people hitting me up on any chats a year or some change later talking stupid shit. But time proved me right. Floyd clearly said they wasn't trying to make the fight, and the fight wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Spence. So that's why Spence got his respect back for me because he actually manned up and took control of his career, right? And then made that fight happen. And another thing, just to add, you know, people mad at the coin flip with Bud and all that. I think that might have happened because I think behind the scenes, Bud actually saw his true pay per view numbers because a lot of shit is inflated. But we're gonna leave that there. Um, but what made me go right, put Smith right back into my doghouse is when he lost the fight, went out like a G. I'm like, yo, you took the loss like a man, number of respect. But then you come out with the surgery 7 months after the fight, and then talking about, oh, that's why I got hit because I couldn't see cataract. Man, fuck out of here with that weak shit, bro. You know what I mean? And so Spence fans, if it was the other way around, if Bud had did some shit like this, oh my god, they would have fucking went nuts. Like they would have went a ball on Bud. But then they'll cap for this nigga, man. This shit is corny, bro. It's so one fucking sided, bro. Nobody can be even when they tell them what their favorite fighter, right? So I don't want to see the rematch. Fuck the Spence and Bud rematch. So I hope Bud would fight Tim Zoo if he goes to 154. If he stays at 147, whoop on Boots ass. Because a lot of people they're switching from Spence and going to Boots. Oh, he's scared of Boots. He's been ducking Boots. Like, how the fuck you gonna be ducking somebody that you inherited somebody else's mandatory? That's why he lost his belt because Spence didn't defend the shit for 5 years. But just people don't use common sense at all. It is what it is. Because I learn stuff about boxing every single day. I dig deeper, and because I don't know everything. And I'm not gonna pretend like I do. But this shit is goofy, right? So that's the second part. I'd prefer to see Bud fight Tim Zoo. And if he wins, that's 154 that can help him be prepared to be able to fight Canelo if Canelo was to go in that order. Because that's what I would hope is that he would fight Benavidez first, May 4th, right? Or whatever day to be, right? Um, then we got, fights is coming up. Fury and Usyk. You know, Fury been quiet in the mug, and he better be. He got to be focused. He got a big fight on hand. This is for undisputed. So after all the goofy shit he did last year, and instead of fighting just undisputed and then fighting in the Nagano fight in the middle of your career, and you skip out on undisputed to fight a guy that hadn't fought before, which was goofy, weak shit, and then he looked like a donkey out there doing it. Now he's fighting the undisputed fight. Okay, I got Usyk. Shout out to Rap Star. I appreciate the $100 in advance. Um, it should be a good fight. I think Fury's gonna be on this game, but I think Fury don't have legs no more. Fury's an older man, and then what I mean by older man is he don't live a boxer's lifestyle all the time. He out there sniffing Peru and shit. And it's gonna get to a point where that shit gonna catch up to you, and it's gonna show. And I've been seeing deterioration from him fight by fight. After that second Wilder fight, he's been deteriorating, and he may be able to turn the clock and be able to pull it off because he's a good fighter. He's not great. All this Ali shit, I ain't hear none of that shit. But he's a good fighter. But I just think Usyk's gonna buy circles around him. The Usyk is got a glass body, but Fury ain't a body puncher like that. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I got Usyk winning that fight, going undisputed. If they rematch, I think he'll beat him again, and then he'll retire, and that'll be it. And we won't see no more Usyk, and Usyk will be considered the best of this generation as a heavyweight, and then we move on, and then whatever happens, happens. Um, then you got Nugano and Joshua. You know, um, I think it's cool, and I think people that complain, like when I see Lennox Lewis and Carl Froch, they complain. Did y'all complain this hard when Fury did this shit instead of fighting undisputed? If you didn't, y'all tripping, bro. For real. Like both of y'all. And y'all, and listen, I ain't gonna disrespect y'all because y'all legendary fighters, but fuck out of here though. Like for real, for real. If you didn't have that same energy for Tyson Fury, who skipped out on Undisputed to do that fucking exhibition show fight, in a sense, and then gave Ngannou all the credibility in the world because Ngannou looked like he was ready for the fight. He was on his game, and he might have won the fight per se, but he lost the war. The sentiment of the crowd felt like Ngannou won the fight. So he gave Ngannou the validation. So if you got an issue with Joshua fighting Ngannou, you can blame Fury for it because Fury came there and shit the damn bed, right? So, for boxing fans, is this Joshua's turn to make it right for boxing, right? I think it's going to be a pretty good fight, though. I think Ngannou possibly could hurt Joshua, but I got a feeling that Joshua is very confident, and I think he'll be able to survive that. But also, I think his jab is going to be the key to the fight. I think he's going to out jab him. Shout out Our Money, shout out Gold, and I just want to talk my boxing shit real quick, put it on live, so y'all when y'all come back and y'all see how right I am in the future, then we Gucci. You know what I mean? Shout out to both of y'all, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up on me. But I think Joshua will take the fight. I don't think it's gonna be a knockout, even though it could be. It could be because they probably both coming to throw them things. But I just got a feeling it's gonna be a really good fight, tough and Russell. Tough and rumble fight. But I think it's gonna be a UD. I think Ngannou could get knocked down and Joshua could get knocked down. But I think AJ's jab is gonna control the fight. You know what I mean? There's tape on Ngannou now. That element of surprise is gone. It's gone. It's no longer there. But it's going to be an interesting fight. I'll be there tuned in. Jai Patai, and Breedis again. Yep, open Jai in the story. Other guys too damn old. See, Golden, you saying that just because you're a Wilder fan. That's why you saying that doofy, goofy shit, bro. I'm not here to play this favorite game. I'm not an AJ apologist like people say. I'm just speaking on behalf of AJ because I'm tired of you goofy ass American fans over here talking all this shit about AJ when he actually brought big time boxing back to the heavyweight division while Wilder was sitting up here fighting tomato can after tomato can and tomato can, and he jumped on the bandwagon to try to get himself up there. And Wilder, we found out who Wilder was, which I might as well go ahead and get into that since I haven't spoken on my channel about that shit, right? Wilder. He falls in line worse than Spence because I see American fans be championing these motherfuckers who make excuses, who do a bunch of goofy shit, right? And Wilder's one of the main ones. You lose a fight. It's the suit. It's somebody cheating. Then you lose to Parker when you have an opportunity. Oh, AJ didn't want to fight. Y'all basically was set in stone to be in the ring for the fight, bro. If you had a won, you lost the fight. You went out like a sucker. You got found out, which we already knew about. You ain't got no fucking skills. You got you're one dimensional. You can land one big punch. If you don't land a punch, you lose. It's happened in multiple fights. You just got away with it because they weren't disciplined fighters or on the level they needed to be on to be able to take advantage of your weaknesses. Ortiz, this fake ass boogeyman everybody want to talk about, who just fought last weekend in fucking El Salvador or some shit. You know what I mean? Because PBC don't got enough cards, which I'm gonna try to cover that shit too. Um, you know, stop it, bro. Golden. You're not keeping it real. Bullshit, Golden. Don't want to hear that shit. You're not keeping it fucking real. Nagano did well against Fury because Fury came in there and looked on some bullshit, and there was an element of surprise. There's no element of surprise coming into this fight with AJ. They're gonna both probably be coming out to get ready, but bro, there's tape on him. Golden, stop the bullshit, bro. AJ is actually pretty fast as a heavyweight when his jab is going to control the fight. You just saying that shit because you're a Wilder fan, bro. That's based on your Wilder fan. The Wilder's washed up. Joshua's going to be Nagano in a UD. Fuck out of here. I'm not hearing that shit go. This bullshit. It's bullshit and it's bullshit. You want AJ to lose because it makes you feel better about your bum ass nigga Wilder being a bum ass nigga that I knew he was, and you knew he was a bum ass nigga, but you like him. This overweight. I mean, this overhype American shit. That's what Wilder was, the great American fucking hype, and he was nothing but fucking hype. Congratulations to him to get 10 defenses against mostly tomato fucking cans. I'm on his fucking resume. He didn't fight somebody in the top 100 until after his fucking 29th fight. I want to hear none of that shit. None of it. Save that shit. He didn't beat Tyson ass. He knocked him down. Neither one of them were that active, in that fight. But stop the cap, Golden. We know what it is back in King Conspiracy Gold. I already know what time it is. You can't talk anything associated with Deontay Wilder and be objective. That's why I just look at what you say and say, you get one of those, homie. That's what you get from me, all right? So let me get back to where I was in before Golden started speaking on some, Logano's gonna knock him out. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. I ain't hearing that bullshit. Bro, you saying it's not, but it's embedded in your system. Listen, I'm the unbiased one, right? But I know that as a human being, there is going to be some natural implicit biases that I will try to circumvent and try to look at things objectively. But it's built in. Your shit's super built in. You get wet and wild for water. So, and if anything associated with that, yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, okay, Golden. Say whatever you want, bro. Spare me the details. You got it. You win. Congratulations. Fuck out of here. Let me continue on after this bullshit. You Golden kicking in my ear right now, bro. Because it's bull. Um. So I lost my train of thought with this dude. All right. So I was talking about Nagano and Anthony Joshua. I think it's gonna be a really good fight. It's gonna be some action. I don't think anybody gets knocked out. Um. But moving on, talking about potential fights or what we want to see, what's going on in the calendar and shit like that. So let's talk about the first fucking goofy. The first goofy is Tank Davis, bro. Mad fucking goofy, bro. Um, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and cape for Bill Haney and Devin because Bill be capping, Bill be fronting, Bill be moving because he's promoting himself. I expect that from him to some degree, to posture and grandstand. I expect that to some degree. So some of it I take as a grain of salt because that's all in the name of promotion. But I'm gonna call it like I see it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's all this person, it's all this person, and that's what a lot of people do, bro. Nobody, the guy that they're a fan of, they won't hold them accountable for shit usually, never. And I'm not gonna name no names or call nobody out on this, but good God, some of you guys is Tank fans. And again, I've stated multiple times, I like Tank in the ring more than I like Shakur. I like Tank in the ring more than I like Haney. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the spirit of competition, Tank don't do it for me, homie. He don't. He worried about his bag, which I understand. But bro, you can do both at the same fucking time, bro. Your best victory was in 2017, bro. It's 2024. That was 7 years ago. My boy been one of my best friends been gone as long as you been since in your best fight. I don't want to hear this shit, bro. And these people be Superman cape and flying there. Look, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's super save. Like you saving fucking Tank, bro. Why does he need saving? So who is Tank gonna fight for the first event for PBC and Amazon Prime, right? So I'm hearing names. They say Ryo, eh, eh, don't move the needle. All this face of boxing shit that stupid people saying Tank's the face of boxing. No, the fuck he's not. It's Canelo till otherwise noted. Period. Forbes list, guaranteed 400K if he fought a baked potato. And you want to talk about Tank the face of boxing? Tank ain't even do over 200K until he fucking fought Ryan Garcia. Spare me the details, seriously. So, um, Ryo, eh. Then you got who was the other fighters? Oh, they said Pitbull was out of the question, but if Pitbull was on it, boo. Frank Martin, respectable fight. May not move the needle, may not do no more than 150 to 200K, but it's a fight that I respect. I'm not gonna bash him. It's not gonna put him in a level, a certain stratosphere of, you know, chasing greatness, but it's respectable enough for me not to, look at Tank side eye. That's how I say it. Now, Matias, that's one. And the reason why I felt like that fight would be really viable because it's for the IBF. You only get the weight clause is 10 pounds, which, everybody says, oh, Tank has an issue with weight clauses, but then he turns around and says, I can knock out heavyweights. Which one is it? You know what I mean? Which one is it, homie? So knowing that Matias couldn't go up to no higher than 150, that just sounded like a fight that would be great. And somebody, people be trolling on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, putting out all this fight potential on the table. And then when Leonard Ellaby comes back and quotes that tweet and says it's cap, so we know Matias is not on the table. And then Matias says it's not on the table. So that takes the best fight out of all these people, the one that would get you the most respect, the one that would make people really sit down and say, you know what, Tank is trying to be great. You know what I mean? That fight ain't even possible, right? So who is he gonna fight, bro? What's gonna move the needle? He ain't fighting Haney, you know. And everybody, oh, Haney need to call out. Shut the fuck up. He's the A side. If you're in control of shit, control the shit. Set the fight up. All your guys is Superman caping for a guy that's supposed to be the face of boxing in the A side, and he just moving goofy. Saudi Arabia putting on big time, trying to put down big time boxing, make best fights happen. People complaining, it should be in America. If you ain't going to the fight, what the fuck you complaining for, bro? Why you complaining if you ain't going to the actual fights? Spare me the details. I don't give a fuck what a fight happens as long as the fucking fight happens. Like, are you guys just really that hung up on certain shit? Oh, he worked so hard. Like, I'm gonna say, KO, he worked so hard to get this position. What the fuck he worked so hard? His best win is in 2017 against Pedraza. Fuck all this work so hard. American hype is real, bro. The American hype is just ridiculous. It's all yap, 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 and not enough punch, punch, punch. And that's why I fucking love a new way. I wish we had a whole bunch of them here instead of the bullshit that we see in here. Seriously. But talking about this shit it gets nerve-wracking. If you're the A side, handle the business. If you want the fight, you make the fight. Everything else is bullshit. And he don't move like somebody that wants to make that fight. I'm not gonna sit here and Superman cape for Tank. I'm not. I'm not. And the fact that you guys do that shit is disgusting, man. This shit is ridiculous. It's weak as fuck. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with y'all. That shit is corny as hell, bro. So we don't know what's next for Tank. Then Ryan Garcia. I mean, I don't want to go too in depth with this. This guy that went through 16 guys back and forth. Said he gonna fight Haney. Then he's saying, "Oh no, I'm gonna fight Rolly after putting the poll up." Just a bunch of goofy shit. There's a reason why Ryan Garcia is not where he has talent level and skill wise. Him and Haney was at the same point in position at one point in time in their amateur career, and Haney has did nothing but improve. But Ryan has still got the same amateur flaws. Why? Because he's not dedicated to his craft. He don't listen. He think he know every fucking thing, and that's why his ass is where he's gonna be at. He's gonna be one of those French contender guys that generate a certain amount of money till he gets his ass whooped enough where nobody's gonna give a fuck no more, unless he dedicates himself to the craft. So whatever he do is whatever he do. I mean, I don't care. Rolly. I told him on his Twitter, shut the fuck up, Rolly. You talking all this shit. Fight Sugar Barroso again. Yes, Tony Weeks said you punk ass the first time. You fake ass champion. Shut your ass up, bro. Straight up. Okay, if you whoop my ass, you can't whoop Sugar Barroso, motherfucker. Tie that goofy ass shit, bro. All these American fighters just yap, 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 yap. Shut the fuck up. Fight. Fight. Stop talking. Fight. My God. All I hear is talk, talk, talk. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Fight. And shut the fuck up. Rolly ain't built like that. Go back and fight Sugar Barroso. For real. Team Sugar Barroso up in here, man. For real. I fuck with Barroso, bro. Salute to that man. He done been through a lot of real shit in his life, and that man still coming out on top, putting in that work. That knockout over Harry Davies was phenomenal. That shit was crazy. Shocked me. I was rooting for both of them because, I felt like both of them deserved to have that belt because Rolly don't deserve that fucking belt, bro. Dishonorable. Y'all motherfuckers is cool with it. And then y'all use that as an excuse to say belts don't mean nothing. You goofy ass motherfuckers out here, bro. That shit's crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. But hey, what do I know? All right, continuing on. What other fights are we looking for? We know Tio's about to fight against Lopez. I'm sorry, it's Lopez against Ortiz, Jermaine Ortiz. I think it's going to be a good quality fight, kind of dangerous fight. But I do think, when it comes to Jermaine Ortiz, Jermaine Ortiz looked as good against Lomas because that was his sparring partner. He knew exactly what he was going to be doing. So he kind of was able to set the tone. But eventually, Loma was able to get into his bag, and it was a close fight. Some people thought Loma lost. Most people thought Loma won, but it was a close fight. Jermaine didn't look too great after his last fight, and then he got he couldn't hold his weight, and now he's at 140, and here we are with this pretty good fight we got. I think Jermaine Ortiz's length is going to be a problem for Tio at a certain point early in the fight because Tio has a tough time with rangy, long fighters who can be to keep him at the end of the stick, and also patient fighters because he's a counterpuncher. And when you counterpuncher, it can become difficult for him. And it will have some moments where he'll have some difficulties, but I think as you get into the later rounds, fatigue set in. I think he's going to be able to pot shot him, and his footwork is a little better than Jermaine Ortiz's. I think through the course of the fight, he'll take in the back half of the fight. And I think Tio will get a UD on the back end of that fight. So continuing on about Tio, I got no problem with Tio talking shit to Crawford. This is the fight game. I don't mind when you talk shit sometimes, but as long as you're fighting and not just talking, at least he got a fight coming up. So talk your shit, promote your shit, do what you got to do. But let's be real, bro. You get in that ring with Crawford, y'all both counter punches. You gonna get wore the fuck out. You gonna do your thing for a little bit. Then Crawford gonna put them paws on you, bro. So talk your shit, do what you do, but I don't think you want to smoke, but you don't want to smoke, But respect to you though, even though you delusional sometimes, you're a phenomenal fighter. You just shut me up once before, so I won't doubt you. I won't doubt you. 'Cause you got the skills to pay the bills, Tio. For real though. Just to keep it a buck. All right, so we didn't cover that. What else we got? All right, so let's talk a little bit about PBC's deal with Amazon. You know, people say if I say certain things, oh, you hate PBC. No, I just don't like the quality of boxing that they've put together overall. But when it came to the big fights last year, they made it happen. Even though Spence made the Crawford fight happen, not PBC, because they didn't want the motherfucking fight because they knew what was going to happen, and it happened. End of story, right? Um, Amazon deal, 12 to 14 fights, don't start till March the 30th, which basically means it starts in the second quarter, right? Not a lot of fight dates. And if you notice, there's a lot of fighters just now fighting on other platforms. Showcase, small showcases, club cards, because you got to stay active one way or another, right? My concern for PBC is this, and these things are not substantiated facts. I want to make sure that's clarified. There's certain things that I've learned from my time of paying attention to boxing to understand something that may be fact, something that's not a fact, something that has legs, something that doesn't have legs. And when it comes to this is an unknown. Is Amazon Prime funding the PBC for them to be able to put on the cards that are the free cards? And the thing is, with 12 to 14 dates, that is 1/3 of the dates they had last year. 1/3. It's a lot less dates. And if you have no upfront money to fit for your budget, that means you're coming out of your pocket. That is scary to me because when that happened with them with Fox, we got absolute trash. Barrios, Thurman, Ortiz, and Martin. Areola, Ruiz. When there was no budget and PBC had to fund it themselves, they funded it by throwing every fight on pay-per-view. I'm afraid if that's the case with Amazon, if they don't have to get them funding. So I hope they get some funding because I want them to have good, high quality fights. But I'll tell you this, and it pivots me to this. If Canelo fights Charlo, May, PBC don't want to be in business for long because they trying to think the long game, but being short sighted at the same time, which is oxymoronic as fuck. Most people do not want to see Canelo fight Charlo. Maul. I'm just gonna be honest. Maul couldn't Maul couldn't beat him at his best. He definitely ain't gonna beat him now. I don't want to see him fight with Mugia, but I'd rather see him fight Mugia than this shit. Seriously, bro. And when it comes down to Canelo, and this happens with a lot of fighters. Some of you goofy ass fans, right? Oh, they're above reproach. Whenever it's a situation, it's 100% the other person's fault. That shit is corny, bro. That fandom stuff is just y'all going overboard. Overboard. I can critique Canelo, but still know that he's the face of boxing, the cash cow of boxing, and he's the king of 168 till otherwise noted. But I want to see him fight Benavidez. Do I think he beats Benavidez? Yes, I do. I think he beats Benavidez. Stops make fights. All this length that Benavidez has is not going to mean shit when you're in mid to inside fighter and you're basically nullifying the length and reach advantage that you have. And then you being a volume puncher, which can be to his benefit because if Canelo can't hurt him, then he can just outwork him and win the fight. But if Canelo can hurt him, the same rules apply for Benavidez is what apply for Boo Boo when Boo Boo fought Benavidez. And the reason why I say this is because Boo Boo, even though with his amateur pedigree and he does have a respectable skill set, he never been through the fire. He never had been in a point where he was tested, where he had to go to plan B and develop that metal and that extra thick skin. Like if you put your hand over heat, it burn, and you put it over that heat and burn it over, and you do it multiple times, eventually you start getting used to that heat, and then you can turn up the temperature. So now, because you can handle more. That's what happened with Boo Boo. He had never been in the fire, so once he got rocked and it got real treacherous, there was nothing else to do but fold like clean clothing. Now with Benavidez, the most powerful puncher Benavidez fought is a 154-pound Lemieux, bro. So if Canelo's cracks his egg a little bit, what's plan B for Benavidez, bro? What's plan B? Now he's in that hot lava. That's why I think Canelo will beat Benavidez. But if Benavidez shows that, because first of all, I'll say this: so far we've seen a good chin from Benavidez, but he's not been on the scale of a Canelo punching power fighter. And the Canelo's not the greatest power puncher. Don't get it twisted, but he can crack for real, for real. And if he hurts Benavidez at some point in the fight, I think the fight ends because I don't think Benavidez will know what to do and how to navigate to Plan B because he doesn't have that tested metal. That tested metal means something to the boxers in the ring, bro. It does. It has value, whether you like it or not. Experiencing certain things help prepare you for when you're in those moments on the grandest of stages. And if you've never had those moments on the grandest of stages and it happens to you, you may not know how to react, how to recuperate, how to put yourself in a position to survive, or how to navigate and make the proper adjustments. That's why I think Jamel Charlo, I always said about him, he makes great fight to fight adjustments, but he doesn't make in fight adjustments, right? So it's a fight that we all want. Hope we get it. And the people that screaming, oh, Canelo, duck Benavidez, Canelo ducking Benavidez. And Benavidez was so hell-bent on making sure that he had a Canelo fight. He could have went over to the zone and got the fight. But Samson said, no, that ain't happening. Or he could have petitioned since he's been over 2 years being in the number one position for Canelo. But they didn't do that. Why they didn't do that? The business of boxing. Why PBC going to send their fighter over to the zone? Or why is PBC going to put themselves in position to be in a purse bid and lose the purse bid? This is business. We can just wait an extra year, let them leave the zone, then we sign them and we bring them over here and then we get the whole pot. That's how it go. It is what it is. May not like it, but that's business. So until these other two fights happen on Canelo's street fight deal, all this ducking and scared of Benavidez shit, save it, bro. Because as much as y'all can hate Canelo, at the end of the day, a lot of the people y'all thought he was to say he wasn't gonna fight, he fought him. Triple G fought him. Laura fought him. Trout fought him. Stop. Eventually he gets to the fights. And I don't want to hear some people, oh, well, Canelo didn't fight Beterbiev. Well, fucking Benavidez after he missed on the scale and lost his belt, they offered him the number one shot. You see, Benavidez didn't do it at all, and he still ain't went to 175. At least Canelo went and tried to fight Bivol, and we see, but Turby of how dangerous he is. You know what I mean? So spare me, and that pivots me into that because I'm just gonna cover everything I feel like in boxing real quick and then fall back. I spent years thinking Bivol would outbox Beterbiev, right? But in this last year, my sentiment has been really wavering. You know, I've been on the fence. But that last fight, bro, he ain't slowing down. He's actually getting smarter and smarter and smarter. Educated jab, sharp, short jab, proper punch placement, good footwork. He give you the business, bro. Bivol got to put on a master class. He has to put on a master class, which he's capable of doing. You know, Bivol is capable of putting on a master class. But I think that lack of dog in him, and if he gets put in a position where he has to show that dog, will he be able to show it to that degree? We don't know. It's a wonderful unknown, right? I think Beterbiev eventually gets to him during the later rounds. I think he does. If he didn't have if I haven't seen the steady incline of footwork, good timing, proper short jab placement, then I'd be like, I'd still be on the Bivol train. But right now, Beterbiev, he got it, bro. I think he got it. So hopefully that fight happens in June. Or we heard Bob Arum say that. So Bivol's already signed. Beterbiev is about to negotiate with the excellency over there in Saudi with Turkey Al Rashid. So I hope they put that together. That'd be phenomenal. And the matter of fact, like, while we in there, shout out to him, man. And Tank, two Ferraris. I'm mad at him. Like, goofy ass, man. And this is the dude we kind of trying to say here, face of boxing. If that's the face of boxing, boxing's fucked. You hear me? You hear me? I say it again. If Tank's the face of boxing, boxing's fucked. Fuck wrong with y'all. Goofy asses, man. I ain't saying no more, man, because that shit annoys me, bro. And Shakur, get your shit right, bro. Get your shit right. Show me. I'm not from Missouri, but I'm at the state where I need you to show me. Show me you got that dog in you, because that fight, Naito, will help you get your Z's. That's what the fuck you and Elwin De Los Santos did for me. And then you talk shit. Oh, you don't like the fight? Don't watch it. You pissed me off when you did that. And I'm gonna always hold that to you. I gotta hold you to the fire, bro. Paying customers. And good thing I was at work because I work overnight. If I'd have stayed up to watch that, boy, you know how much more pissed I would have been at you. Wasting our damn time with that weak ass shit between both of you guys sitting there playing do do and shit. Better, I would have rather watched Canelo golf with fucking Stephen Curry. You got me fucked up. But I hope you get back and get your stock up, bro. Get your stock up because you lost some of your stock with that, man. Because people ain't gonna want to pay to see that type of shit, bro. And it's important. It's important, especially you guys up here making 3 million plus and all that. Don't disrespect the fans, bro. Don't talk shit to the fans. We pay your salaries, bro. You can easily be making 3K, and I said that to you. And I ain't going, and I ain't holding back. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Even my favorite fighter, I keep it a beam with y'all. So I think that's it, man. I just wanted to share my thoughts. If y'all watch this, appreciate you. Subscribe. I try to do videos on more often. I ain't gonna make no fucking promises though. I'm not. I ain't gonna be stupid to do that. And everybody that I pull up on, D Style, Calix, Ring IQ, Mark Nash, E3 the Black Picasso, Rap Star Boxing, who else? Ringside Reporter. I even give you a shout out, KO, even though you don't handle your minds there and they disrespectful, but you let that shit slide. But I give you respect for what you do, but it is what it is. Um, you know, IOTVA Spit Bucket, he always entertains me. Crazy. WCS. Um, there's multiple other guys I probably haven't shot at, and I apologize. But listen, I tune into you guys. I watch some of the things you do. I don't always agree with everything you guys say, but I respect your boxing opinions. And listen, we all here for the same reason, man. And some of you guys out there that's disrespectful, just remember y'all some goofy motherfuckers out there, man. Y'all need to really let that bias shit go. That shit is weak. It's not good. And I've been doing this week I started it because my history in the YouTube boxing community only goes back maybe like 2 years, but I've been watching boxing for so many years. So I actually have picked out a list of content creators, and I went back to the beginning of their content creator days and started watching it. And I'm gonna go ahead and share this real quick. Some of it's gonna be funny, some of it's was like, eh. But I went back and watched E3 the Black Picasso from his beginning. Enjoyable seeing him come up. You know what I mean? I watched Ring IQ from the beginning. That was cool. Like, it was funny because Ring IQ used to be so critical of Canelo, but then when Canelo go beat Danny Jacobs in the way he did, he changed up and gave him his respect. And then from that point, he was like, okay, eventually you gonna do what you do regardless. So I'm gonna give you respect. So I liked his growth and where he went as a content creator. Most people know I fuck with him. I don't agree with everything that Ring IQ says, but I fuck with him. I think he uses a common sense approach to boxing for the most part, right? But we all have our biases. We're human. We're human beings. Okay, just remember that. Uh, Here's some of the bad. I actually went back and checked out. Now listen, I don't want nobody to take no offense to this, man. But overall, at LDBC, you're fucking trash. You guys don't hold your fighters accountable. You guys have a suck off competition. Unfortunately, I'm saying this because this is a black man talking to another black man, but I've been called coon by a black man because I happen to like a Mexican fighter. I don't do this color politics shit. So Mexicans to be doing this, blacks and be doing this, anybody, fuck all y'all. I don't subscribe to the fuck shit y'all on. I understand that it's an element that is in boxing. It's a real thing, right? We ain't gonna deny that. But I'm not gonna let y'all continue to perpetuate the fuck shit. I'm not. I'm not gonna roll with you when I'm on Rap Star Channel and when TBS and some other people be on this Mexican, you black on that. Fuck with that talk. Fuck that bullshit y'all talking about. That shit is corny. Shit is goofy. I'm not. I don't subscribe to that. You know what I mean? I don't. But I went back and watched some, and this is the person I never really watched before. But I watched Fanon's beginnings. Started off kind of humble beginnings, but then it turned into, you know, crowd surfing. Hate on what particular fighters, and then I watched BFTV. And again, my history with him is, documented for myself, where my issue with him was I basically went on his shit, told him, why you being disingenuous about Bud? And he told me, fuck my mama, fuck my dad. My dad died 6 months ago. And he won't watch this, I don't care. But if I happen to be in the same area, and I know that I'm a little bit touched sometimes, and I'm older now, and I'm a little wiser and a little more responsible. But in my 20s, I would have flew to Dallas, and me and him would have to get it on, win, lose, or draw. That's not that. If I was younger and doing this, the way he said what he said to me, because the way he talks disrespectful to people, I would have pulled up on him. We would have found out one way or another. That's how I feel. But fuck niggas do fuck niggas shit. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna leave it at that. Um, I got a couple more people already on my list. I'm gonna start watching from the beginning, like some of their early videos, and see how they have cultivated and grown. It's been an interesting journey so far. Me seeing that. Um, you know, some of these guys started off with good intentions and turned to some fucking puppets. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna be no puppet for nobody. The only fight I ever super cape for was Roy Jones, and I ain't even super cape for him like that. And that was my guy. You guys need to love the sport of boxing more than these fighters. Y'all front like you do, but you don't. You guys go on, gawk missions to some of these guys and just being real. But that's my time. I appreciate anybody that tunes into this. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. Y'all be blessed, man. It's Unbiased Fan Brim Reaper. Scream man.